That investment assignment that I said I was going to make to help you out in terms of solving the assignment. So I took the questions from the assignment and I changed the numbers here. So I'm going to walk you through the process to answer these questions, but I'm not going to give you the answers to the assignment. Okay. However, if you follow along with me and you get the same answers I do, just change the numbers in the assignment, or just change the numbers that are in the assignment, and that will give you the answer. So let's just jump right into it. So on question number one, I have it as an annuity pays $70 per year for 10 years. What is the future value of this annuity at the end of those 10 years, given the interest rate is 6%? So on your assignment, it should say something like an annuity pays $50 per year. So what we're going to do is solve this question. If you can solve this question, the exact same process is going to happen for your question, which is $50 per year. So same idea. Different numbers, but same idea. So what we're trying to find is the future value. So we're going to go to sheet 1, and we're going to find the value here. Remember, you should have downloaded this Excel file when you started the assignment. You're not going to have these questions here. I put this here for us to go back and forth about. So here we go. So an annuity pays $70 a year for 10 years. What's the future value at the end of those 10 years given 6% interest? Okay, so it's 10 years, so the number of payments is 10. You're getting a 6% interest rate, and then you're getting $0 today, but you do get $70 every year. So therefore, the value of this annuity is $922.66. So that should be, if you followed along with me, that's what you should get. Okay. For 70 years, for $70, 10 years, 6%, you should have got $922.66. Now again, if you did this correctly and you got 92266, go back to your assignment, use the numbers in the assignment. That will give you a different number. That different number is your answer for the assignment. Okay. Now, you are interested in purchasing a new automobile that costs $45,000. The dealership offers you a special financing of 6% APR for 60 months. Assuming that you do not take a down payment on the auto, you take the dealer's financing, then your monthly car payment would be closest to blank. All right, so here we go. So we're trying to borrow money. How much are you borrowing today? You're borrowing $45,000, and then you have to pay 6% APR. That's annual percent interest rate. So what we need is the number of payments. Since you're doing 60 payments, you're gonna go to this one. We want this one right here. So we'll do 60 payments, and it's 6% interest, which is 6% divided by 12. So, so if you want, you could do this. You could do 6% divided by 12, and so that's 0.005. If you want to put that in percent, you just click this percent form. You can copy and paste if you wanted to, but the main thing that you need to make sure is that this is 0.5% there. That's what you really want. We're trying to borrow $45,000 today. At the end of the loan, in the future, we want that to be equal to 0. So the future value is equal to 0. So therefore, the value of our payments are $869.98. If we were to put this in dollar form, okay, $869.98. So again, if you got 869.98, then you did this formula correctly. So just go back to the assignment, change the numbers around. Whatever answer you get, that's the answer. For this next one, you are considering purchasing a new home. You need to borrow $400,000 to purchase the home. They offer you 15-year mortgage rate, which is 180 payments at 12% interest, which is 1% per month. You need to borrow the money your monthly mortgage payment is what. So again, we're trying to find the payment. So now we do 180 payments, and it's 12% interest. So you'll do the interest rate divided by 12 months. So that's 1. So that's 1%. If this were 7%, you would do 7 divided by 12. So you should put 0.583. But because we're using 12% for 12 months, it's just 1%. We're trying to borrow $400,000. So 400,000. So this will be our payment. 4,867. So that'll be our answer there. Oh, don't worry about that. Okay. You are considering a 0 coupon bond that'll pay its face value of $1,000 in 5 years. If it's currently selling at $525.25, what is the internal rate of return? This question is just you have the face value, FV, which is also the future value, is 1,000. You have your rate, your number of years, which is 5, and then it's currently selling for $525.25. So for the IRR, you're just trying to find the interest rate. Okay, so we'll do. We want this one right here. So it's 5 years. It's 1,000. You don't get paid for this. Oh, I'm sorry. The current value is $525.25, and then the future value is 1,000. So the face value, FV, 1,000. As you can see here, we have an error. So here's how bonds work. You pay for them today, and you get them back later. So in terms of your bank account, you give up $525.25, so negative, and then you get back 1,000 later. So therefore, negative present value, positive future value. So that should give you 13.74% for that. All right. Matthew wants to take out a loan to buy a car. He calculates that he can make repayments of $7,000 per year. He can get a 5-year loan with an interest rate of 5.5%. What is the maximum price to pay for the car? So he does yearly payments. Very important. Okay, so we'll use this 5.5% for 5 years. So we want the maximum price he'll pay. Well, that's today. So we want the present value. So it's a 5-year loan at 5.5%. So we'll go to the number of payments. We'll do 5. We'll do 5.5%. The payments are $7,000 per year, and the future value at the end is 0. So this is the most that he will pay for the car. So the most he'll pay for the car is $29,891.99. Okay. The next one is a business man wants to buy a truck. The dealer offers to sell the truck for $250,000 now, or you can make 5 yearly payments of $50,000. What is the interest rate that he's offering you? We're going to round to the nearest 10. Here we go. Okay. So again, the truck today is worth $250,000, and you're making $50,000 payments for 5 years, and we want the interest rate. So you'll go to this one right here. Right, that's what you want. You want that one. So it's 5 payments for a $250,000 loan, and then the payments are $50,000, and the loan is 0. And again, we're getting a error here, and that's because you're getting the $250,000, and then you make payments of $50,000. So that's a negative $50,000, and then it'll be 0 at the end of it. Let's see here. Guy wants to sell his truck now. 50,000. Uh-oh. Hold on. This isn't right. All right, hold on. You're gonna sit with me while I figure this out. Hold on, 30,000. 60, and then okay. So if it was an $80,000 truck, and we were paying 5,000. Let's see here. 5 yearly payments. I guess you're not paying any interest. Oh, so let's go 60. So let's go here. So it'll be 5 years, $250,000 truck, and you're making $60,000 year payments. Boom. So that's my fault. I think I put the wrong number here. So that's how it goes there. Okay, so you should get 6.4%. Alrighty. How long will it take $80,000 placed in your savings account at 10% interest to grow into $100,000? So for this one, we are trying to find out how long it's going to take. So that would be the number of payments. So it's $80,000 today in your account at 10%, and then it grows into 100,000. So, you know, it's 10%, and then it's $80,000 today, 0 payments to it, and then 100,000 at the end. So it should take you 2.34 years. Ready? $2.34 years. The table above shows the interest rates available from investing in risk-free U.S. Treasury securities with different investment terms. If an investment offers a risk-free cash flow of $130,000 in 10 years' time, what is the present value of this loan? So for this one, if you go to your assignment, it's going to tell you different terms. So like 1 year, 5 year, 10 years, right? And then below that is going to tell you an interest rate. So for that, right, I'm giving you the interest rate, and I'm giving you how much you're going to get at the end. All right, so you're going to get $130,000 in 10 years' time. All right, so what's the present value? Well, for that one, you're going to get, you want the present value, and it's going to be 10 years. And let's say the interest rate is 4.25%, and it's $0. And at the end of it, you get $130,000. So that should be equal to $85,000. So assuming you did that correctly, then you should be able to change the numbers around to get to this answer. I mean, you should change the numbers around from the assignment and then get a similar number to where that would be your answer. The table above shows the interest rates for the risk-free investment. What is the present value of the cash flows from the investment that yields $6,000 at the end of each period? So for this one's going to be where you are getting $6,000 at the end of, you know, each year at the next 4 years. So basically, you're getting a future value. All right, you're trying to find the present value. So in the future, I'm going to give you $6,000, all right? What is the value of that $6,000 after 1 year at a certain interest rate? So whatever the interest rate it says in the assignment, you know, so like, I don't know, 2.75%. So at the end of 1 year, that is the present value. What about 2 years? Well, if you do 2 years, the interest rate is going to change on the assignment. So that would be like 2.9%. So then that would be the present value at 2 years. What about 3 years? Well, then the interest rate changes. That changes the present value. So for that assignment, I think it's $4,000 you get in the future. So you just need to change the number of payments and then change the interest rate, and then that will give you the present value. Okay, so that's how you solve those. How much will the coupon payment be of a 20-year $10,000 loan with a 5.5% coupon rate and semi-annual payments? So here's the deal. I'm asking for the coupon payments. I am telling you that I'm paying a 5.5% coupon payment. How we do this is this percentage is based off of the bond. So I'm telling you, I'm going to pay you 5.5% of the bond. So for that, that's just 10,000 times 5%, 5.5%. So this right here is the total coupon payment, right? But I pay you twice a year. So it's going to be 550 divided by 2. So it should be like 275. Your numbers are going to be different, but all you're going to do is the coupon payment rate times the bond divided by 2. For this next one, we're going to go to the second sheet of the Excel file, and we're going to put in the following information. So $425,000 house. Then we're going to put in 6% interest rate for 30 years. So 6%, 30 years. We need to calculate the payment. Yeah, calculate the monthly payment. Okay, so for that one, okay, you're going to do equals PMT. You need the rate. Now, here's the deal. That is the yearly rate. So you need to do the rate divided by 12 to get the monthly rate. The next one is the number of payments. So you need to do the number of payments, which is 30 times 12 because it's monthly payments. So 30 times 12. The present value, well, that's the total price of the house. So 425. And then the value of the loan at the end is 0. So you should have a payment of this actually we should do a negative for the so make sure you want the present value, make sure you do negative. That's going to make everything nice. So make sure that this number, this 2,000 whatever number that you're going to get is a positive number. If it's not a positive number, make sure you do a negative present value. If what I said was too confusing, just type out this formula right here. Just literally type out equals PMT parenthesis B2 / 12 comma B3 times 12 comma negative B1 comma 0 parenthesis. If you just type that out, it'll give you the right answer. Okay. All of this should be automatically calculated. This is the payment. So if you got this as a payment, you did it correctly. Alrighty. Now we're trying to find in the 145th payment how much is going towards interest. So we're going to go back to sheet 2. We're going to go down to 145th payment. How much is going towards interest? Well, that is this column here. All right. So right here, this is how much is going towards interest. Right. So for you, you're going to go down to 145. Go to the third column. This number right here, that is your interest payment. So like you're paying this much money every month. When you get to the 145th month, that is how much is actually going to interest. The difference there is going to the balance on the loan. So let's go there. On the 360th payment, how much are you paying towards the balance? Well, on that one, this number right here, this number, that's how much is going towards paying off the balance. So on the 360th payment, this is how much is going towards the loan. All right. So again, my numbers are different than the numbers that are in the assignment. The process is the same. So just change your numbers, all right? And whatever number you get, that's what that's what it is. Okay? In the third sheet, what is the IRR? So we're gonna go to the third sheet. So here's how you find the IRR. It's really easy. So go here, hit equals, type in IRR, and then you can do open parenthesis or you can hit tab. So it's going to ask you for the values. All you're going to do is just highlight these numbers right here and hit enter. Should be 7.34%. That was that easy. What this one's telling you is basically the interest rate that you're earning on that investment. Okay? So that's all that means. What is the present value of all the cash flows using a 2.24%? So basically what happens here is you need to use the present value formula for all these cash flows. So basically this right here, you need to make sure that you're using present value, you're using this interest rate, you're using this year, and you're using this cash flow. All right. So here's the deal. When you copy this down, this is going to copy the formula, but that doesn't look right. When you copy something down, what you're literally doing is you're moving everything down. But we want to keep this interest rate here. So that interest rate is blue, and if you're colorblind, don't worry. I'm talking about B2, B2, like Battleship. And if you haven't played Battleship, you should. So this is B2. We don't want that to move. So what you're going to do is you're going to put dollar signs. So a dollar sign in the front, dollar sign in the front of the 2. So there you go. So now that that dollar sign's there, it's not going to move. So we'll copy this down. For copying down, I'm just taking this green right here, and then I'm just that green box there, and I'm just pulling it down. Let's see here. Hold on, something happened. Yes. No, that ain't right. Okay. Hold on. Again, you're gonna sit with me while I figure this out. Okay. My present value. I want the present value of. Oh, I'm doing payment. Oh, okay. So I messed up the formula on your Excel sheet. So that's my fault. So here's what formula you should use. Okay. I'm literally going to type out the formula that you're going to use, and you're going to do the same. So equals PV, rate, boom. You want to do the dollar signs. Okay. And then comma, number of payments, that one, comma, payment, 0, comma, future value, enter. Okay. Once you do that, you can copy it down. Okay. So right here, that is the number I think that you're going to use. What is the present value of all the cash flows? Yes. So if you do this calculation and you get this number, that is your answer. Cool. All right, so again, I messed up the formula on that one. So just change it around to where it looks like this. Make it look like that, copy it down. Assuming you are 25 years old and currently have a salary of $60,000, you get a raise of 2.5% every year. What will be your salary when you're 65 years old? So basically what happens here is you're currently at $60,000, and then we're trying to see how much is that going to grow every year. So present value is 60,000. It's growing at this rate. So we need to find the future value. So we are 25, retiring at 65. So that's 40 years. All right, so 40 years, we're earning an extra 2.5% every year. We are making $60,000 in salary. So that means it should grow to $161,103.83. Okay. So that's how that one's done. Okay, you just take the present value, which is $60,000. You put in the interest rate, and then you figure out the number of years, which is 40. Now, assume that you are 65 years old and you plan on dying at 85 years old with $0 in your account. Right now, you have $3 million in your account. How much can you take out every year if you have an interest rate of 4%? So for this one, present value, right, is $3 million. You have an interest rate of 4%, and you have 20 years. 65 to 85, 20 years. Future value, 0%. We don't know how much the years is. So we want to use this one. So it's 4% interest for $3 million. 0 payments, and then at the end of it, you want 0. And then if you have $3 million, how much can you take out every year? I'm sorry, I used the wrong one. So we are living for 20 years. So we're going to use this one here. Sorry. So we want to live for 20 years. 4%. Present value is $3 million. 1, 2, 3. And then at the end, when we die, it's going to be 0. So that means we can take out this much money every year. For your question, do the exact same process, but use whatever numbers are in the assignment. But all I did was I used the present value for for whatever numbers here. Use the present value. Future value, use 20 years. Use 4%, and you're trying to use the payment one. So use this formula here to find out how much payments you're gonna have. Assuming you're 25 years old, you want to retire at 65 years old with $3 million in your account. You currently have $60,000 today. What annual interest rate do you need to collect to get $3 million by the time you retire? So again, presently you have $60,000. And the end, you want $3 million, and you're doing this for 40 years. All right. So again, we want to know the interest rate because that's what the question's asking us, what annual interest rate. So 40 years, you currently have $60,000, and we want to get to $3 million. I can't tell if that's $3 million. Yes, it is. And so make sure you do a negative 60. And so if you do negative, or you should do a negative number here. So if you did everything correctly, you should get this percent rate. So if you got this, if you got 10.27%, that means you did it correctly. So open up your assignment, change the numbers to whatever that question is. Whatever number you get there, that is your answer. Assuming you're 25 years old and want to retire at 65 years old with $3 million in your bank account, if you have $60,000 in your bank account, how much do you need to save every year to get to $3 million by the time you retire, assuming you earn 7% interest? So on this one, we want to calculate the payment. So for this one, we'll use this formula here. We are going to retire in 40 years. We earn an interest rate of 7%. We currently have $60,000 in our account. And so we want to make $3 million. Oh, and this needs to be negative 60,000. Okay, so yeah, I think. All right, hold on. Let me think about this. We have. No, it should be negative. Okay, so this is how much we should deposit every year. Yes. Yes, save every year. Okay, great. Yes. So if you need to do 40 years. You need to do a present value of negative 60,000, and then you need to do payments of which we don't know, and then at the end we want 3 million. So so you should look something like this. If you got that number there, that means you did it correctly. So then just go back to the assignment, put in whatever numbers are there, and then you did it right. You are currently 25 years old and you save $8,000 a year. You invest in stocks and everything to where you earn an interest rate of 9%. If you want to retire with $6 million in your bank account, how long will it take you before you can retire? So we are saving $8,000 a year, 9% interest, and then the future value is $6 million. So we want to figure out how many years. So present value is 0. We earn 9% interest. We save $8,000 a year, and we want to do $6 million. Good. Oh, this needs to be negative 8,000. Okay, so 49 years. That's how long it's going to take. Alrighty. So that's how many years. All right, so that was the end of the assignment. I'll go ahead and send this to you. That way you have it. That way you could, double check what you got here. So basically, if you did these questions here and you got these, that means you're doing the formulas right. And so all you have to do is do the same thing on the assignment with those numbers, and then you'll get the answers. All right. If that makes sense, fantastic. If it doesn't make sense, let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. So for me, this kind of stuff is fun, especially when it gets to these questions, because it's like, well, if I'm trying to retire, right, how much do I need to earn every year to get to my retirement? And so I need to save, $10,000 every year. So, it's just useful information to think about when you're trying to plan out your retirement, plan out how much interest rate you need to earn if you want to die with $0 in your account. So if you're interested in this, this is just investments. If you plan on taking investments at, in your undergrad, fantastic. If you don't plan on taking investments, hopefully you learned a little bit to where, you can at least have something to think about. So, like I said, I'll send this to you, and I'll see you in class. All right.